Greetings, classists. Just a very short video for this. Don't you start? Short video for this lesson, and you'll see why in a bit. But there is certainly a live element to it, so do be prepared for that when that comes up. So we are going to look at Greek theatre, and the reason for that is, as you will see, that two of the texts that we study for Invention of the Barbarian are tragedies, Greek plays, and we need to have an understanding of the general nature of tragedy, what it's for, how it works, but with that focus in mind that we are after tragedy as an expression of Greek identity, and the way these two tragedies do it is by exploring the actions of barbarians. In the first play that we look at, called Medea, we look at the barbaric or potentially barbaric actions of Medea, and then in the second play that we look at, but we will look at that after another couple of set texts, is Aeschylus's Persians, where we look at Persian society and their response to their military defeat by the Greeks. So we need to have an understanding of what tragedy is, how it works, and what it means to be in the audience, what it means to be an actor, so on and so forth. And all of this will be made clear, one would hope, by the video that we're going to watch, and then obviously the lessons that we'll have afterwards. But that's what I really want you to take away from this. What is tragedy? Why is it so important? As a result, there is a really good series called The Greatest Show on Earth, and it's a three-part series done by a historian / scholar called Michael Scott, and the one that's most relevant to us is episode 1, Democrats. And what I would like you to do, and the link will appear in the assignment and appear later on in the PowerPoint, what I would like you to do is to watch the whole thing, which should take 59 minutes, and take notes, but also try and narrow those notes down into academic ideas or expressions under the 5 headings that you'll see there below. So the origins of Greek drama, where did it come from? The staging of Greek drama. So how many actors were there? What was the role and function of the chorus? What did the stage look like? All of these sorts of things. And actually a lot of these things are quite relevant to the politics and thus identity of Greek identity. So for example, the chorus is a group of sort of singers and dancers who act as a group. There is no individual. And in many ways, they actually represent the kind of collective response. So the response of the crowd, of the group, not the individual. And that's extremely important because Athens as a democratic city is all about the behavior of the group, the collective. So anyway, all those sorts of things will unfold in this video and what we do from there on in. But these are the headings that I want you to start thinking about and taking notes on. The next heading is the content of Greek drama. So the names of some of the most important plays and what happens in them. What are the common themes and stories? As you'll see, they're often about kings who have to make various leadership decisions. They are often set in strange, faraway places and different times for quite good reasons, as the video will show you. This next one is actually, well, they're all extremely important, but I think this one is absolutely crucial. The political nature and purpose of drama or Greek tragedy. And it's intricately linked to democracy and the rise of democracy, as you'll see as the various scholars express themselves. Now, bound together with that, and actually really hard to separate, one might argue, is the social and religious nature and purpose of drama. So drama takes place in a festival called the Dionysia, and other festivals, but that's the most important one, the Greater Dionysia, So what's that festival about? What's it for? How does it work? Etc, etc. Now, all of these things are extremely important to understand, so that we can understand all the messages that are being sent by the plays that we read and possibly watch, if I can find some kind of visual versions of them. But sadly, there's not much that's very good on them. So have a look at Michael Scott's The Greatest Show on Earth and take as many notes as possible under those 5 headings, and really do try and extract some clean and specific quotes from the various scholars that he talks to and the various ideas that he puts forward himself. So you should, when you do this, you should be having at least a page of typed notes, hopefully more like 2. If you're under a page of typed notes, you're really not doing it thoroughly enough. Okay, so here is the YouTube link, which you can type out if you want to. It's not a particularly long one, so that's a sort of valid and sane thing to do, unlike some of them, which are of course 3 pages long. You could search through YouTube for The Greatest Show on Earth, Democrats by Michael Scott. Be a bit careful because there's lots of things called The Greatest Show on Earth, and obviously I do not want you to watch some kind of crazy Vegas thing on Showgirls or Michael Jackson or all the other kind of weird nonsense that's out there. It is The Greatest Show on Earth, Episode 1, Democrats by Michael Scott, and it's on Greek tragedy and drama. So just make sure you're watching the right one. This should be about 59 minutes long. By all means, just click on the link attached to the assignment. But if that doesn't work, you can search for it via the title on YouTube or typing in the link or all those various things. So it should be really quite easy to find. Obviously, if it's not, message me as soon as possible so I can try and find a way of getting it to work. I think it's also on BASVIC eStream, which is something that you may have used with other subjects. We haven't used it in classics much. Anyway, you should be able to find it using one of those methods. If not, as I say, message me ASAP. Right, so this all needs to be done before the live element of the lesson. So there will be a sort of 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, maybe a little bit less, depending on how things go, live chat element to the lesson. And I'm going to try and do it over breakout rooms on Teams. So you'll have 5 people who you'll actually be kind of chatting with live. So hopefully that will be a good way of staying in touch with each other, meeting new people, etc., etc. If that doesn't quite work out, then I'll create little group chats where you can have a bit of a text chat about it, which is perhaps less good in some ways, but then you've got a nice sort of written record so you can easily update your notes. So there will be a live element, and thus you have to have done all of these. You have to have watched the video and taken the notes by the time of the live element. So I'll publish all that up on Teams a bit later on. Anyway, I hope that all makes sense. As always, if it doesn't make sense, send me a message and I will do what I can to sort it out. Take care.